We were studying Surah Al-Dhariyat, 51. Allah in the beginning talks about winds. You know what we did? Instead of just studying the tafasir, in addition, we studied winds. I watched documentaries on the wind. I read papers on the wind. I read National Geographic on the wind. Allah says winds that carry, and it implies winds that carry long distances. I didn't know that sand from the sub-Saharan desert of Africa is carried by the wind and dropped on the coast of Florida. I didn't know that. Across the entire ocean. وَالذَّارِيَاتِ ذَرْوًا. I didn't know atmospheric pressure, entire climates are carried by the winds from one region to the other. فَالْحَامِلَاتِ وِقْرًا. I didn't know that when there's a calm weather in one place, it creates a void and atmospheric pressure and creates thunderstorms, hurricanes, and tornadoes in another place. الْمُقَسِّمَاتِ أَمْرًا. I didn't know. But the more I studied winds, the more I realized I saw more in Surah Al-Dhariyat in the opening than I saw before. What am I trying to tell you? If Allah is talking about mountains, the best thing you can do to go up, if you want to do Taddabbur, if you want to do tafsir, open up Ibn Kathir, open up Razi, open up a translate, whatever. If you want to do Taddabbur, watch a documentary on mountains. If you want to know if Allah is talking about bees, start reading about bees. Study their behavior. Learn about them. And then read the ayah. And your view of the ayah will change. If Allah is talking about when Allah was talking about the mother of Ishaq at that time. Ibrahim alayhi salam's, actually Ismail. Ibrahim alayhi salam was visited by the angels. They said, you're going to have a child. And his wife said what? Ajuzun Aqim. And she slapped her face. She slapped her face and screamed, فَصَقَّتْ وَجْهَهَا وَقَالَتْ عَجُوزٌ aqim. She did this. Old woman couldn't have a baby ever. She screamed out. Now, think about this for a moment. Bear with me. I'll let you go after this. How long did Ibrahim alayhi salam live? 100 plus years. How much of his conversations are in the Quran? 30 minutes worth. If you record the conversations that are in the Quran from Ibrahim, no more than 30 minutes of 100 plus years life. I want to know every minute of his life, but Allah didn't give me that. Allah only gave me how much? 30-minute recording from his life. So Allah chose, right? Because Allah is very selective. So every word in the Quran is highly selected because so much information was left out and so little information was given. So the information that was left was highly selected, chosen by Allah. And of the most selected moments of his life, why did I need to know this woman slapped her face? What's the select? This has to be important. Why did she say, I can't have a child? And I've never been able to have a child. And I'm an old woman now. So the words old woman and infertile are important. And her emotions of hitting her face and crying are important. So you know what we did? We read the tafasir, and then we studied infertility. And then we studied papers on anxiety and depression rates among women that cannot have children, and the rates of infertility around the world, and older women that were never able to have a child and what they felt. And we studied I want to understand the emotions of this woman because Allah recorded her emotions, and the two words that she identified herself with, Allah decided to put not the words of Ibrahim alayhi salam in the Quran. He put her words in the Quran, and then the angels responded to her instead of talking to Ibrahim alayhi salam and saying to Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ya Ibrahim, Allah sent us to talk to you. Can you put your wife in check, please, for a moment? This lady's losing her mind a little bit. Can you take care of your household? He didn't do that. You know what the angels did? They started talking to her. It was part of Allah's plan. Because angels don't do anything unless what? Allah commands it. Allah's plan was for the angels to talk to this woman. Allah's plan was for this angel to slap her face, and that slap to be recorded until Judgment Day. You know what I'm trying to tell you about the world of the Quran? When the Quran says something, I want to dive in. I want to go in that world. I want to be in that room. I want to be on that mountain. That's what I want you to do. What world is the Quran asking me to go into? when it speaks. When Allah started talking about the stars, I took you into the world of the stars, didn't I? When Allah talks about the false gods, we have to go into the world of the ancient Arabs, don't we? What world is He wanting me to go into? That will open up new doors of tadabbur for you. New doors. It's a different book after that. So the lens of language, and the second lens is the world of the Quran. Enjoy your evening. I hope you survive the night.